This is the story of Bahia, a young woman from Osin, a small village in Giza Governorate. It all began on the night of January 2nd, 1952. At around 10 o'clock, a report reached the police about her disappearance. Bahia Abdullah was 23 years old and was on her way to her uncle's house, but she never arrived. From that moment, no one saw her, and the investigation started immediately. Bahia lived with her father and her sisters, Nama and Mariam, in a small, quiet house. Their life was simple, peaceful, and free of trouble. Bahia was not formally educated, but her beauty made her known throughout the village. Many men wanted to marry her, but her father, Haj Abdullah, refused all proposals without even meeting the suitors. He demanded a high dowry that only a few could afford. Bahia, however, had already fallen in love with her cousin, Samir. Samir worked as a blacksmith and traveled frequently to Cairo to buy supplies. He promised Bahia that he would buy her an apartment in the city, and this promise made her love him even more. Whenever other suitors approached her, Bahia tried to convince her father to reject them. She was loyal to Samir, but her father was strict and unaware of their relationship. 3 years before her disappearance, in 1949, Bahia's father had passed away. She was 20 at the time and took responsibility for her younger sisters. She rented her father's land with the permission of her uncle Roddy, but the income was insufficient to cover the expenses. Bahia began selling clothes and fabrics to local women. Samir helped deliver some of these items from Cairo. Her beauty made her even more famous in the village, and some men would attempt to harass her or propose marriage. But Bahia refused every proposal, staying devoted to Samir. On the day she disappeared, neighbors saw her heading to her Uncle Roddy's house to deliver food to her sisters. Later, when she did not return, they reported her missing. The police quickly summoned Roddy and Samir for questioning. Roddy confirmed that he rented the land from Bahia's family and knew about Samir's love for Bahia. He insisted that Samir could never marry her. Roddy said he did not see Bahia that day and had no idea where she went. Samir said he loved Bahia deeply, but could not defy his father's orders. He had no knowledge of her movements that day.
The investigation included all recent suitors of Bahia. 3 men became the main suspects: Ali, Ahmed Ibrahim, and Mahmoud Abdel Tawab. Ali, a local man, had been in love with a girl who died 10 years ago. He had no criminal record and no opportunity to harm Bahia. Ahmed Ibrahim lived in Qasim but traveled frequently to Fayoum to visit his family. Mahmoud Abdel Tawab was from Badrushin and had visited Osim recently. He bought food and supplies and interacted briefly with Bahia. Initially, the police suspected Mahmoud, but there was no concrete evidence linking him to the disappearance. Days passed and the search intensified. On February 11th, 40 days after Bahia vanished, the police discovered an abandoned mud brick house on the outskirts of Osim. Inside, they found Bahia tied up. Her hands and feet were bound, her clothes torn, her hair cut, and her body badly injured. She showed signs of repeated assault and extreme abuse. She was immediately rushed to the hospital, but tragically, she died from blood loss. Forensic reports confirmed the horrific abuse she suffered during those 40 days. The investigation revealed a shocking truth. Bahia's uncle Roddy's sons, motivated by greed, had plotted the crime. They wanted to force Bahia's sisters to sell their father's land. Bayumi, one of the cousins, kidnapped Bahia and hid her in the abandoned house, thinking this would give them leverage. Samir, who loved Bahia, visited her to bring food. But tragically, he lost control and committed a violent act that caused serious injuries, ultimately leading to her death. Witnesses, including Bahia's sisters, provided critical information. Mariam explained that Bahia had been fearful and anxious in the weeks before her disappearance, but would not say why. This fear hinted at a larger plot driven by greed and control over the land. The investigation also revealed that Osama, the eldest son of a wealthy neighbor, had conspired with Bayumi to manipulate the family and claim the land. The judicial process was intense. Bayumi confessed to kidnapping and torture. Samir admitted his role in the violent act, but denied premeditated intent. Mahmoud Abdel Tawwab was cleared after proving he had not committed the crime. Samir was sentenced to death for kidnapping, assault, and contributing to Bahia's death. Bayoumi received life imprisonment for kidnapping and torture. Even after justice was served, the villagers remained haunted by the events. How could a young woman disappear for 40 days in a village where everyone knew each other? How could such cruelty go unnoticed? And even now, decades later, one question remains. How could greed, obsession, and betrayal hide the truth so completely in a place where everyone thought they knew each other?